They have taken the Lord out of the tomb. Indeed, the Lord is out of the tomb, as Mary Magdalene says. It is Easter Sunday, the resurrection day. Alleluia. Now, we are beginning the Easter season, and in this Easter season, our first reading will come from the book of Acts of the Apostles. Actually, we shall be reading from the books of the New Testament. This is amazing. It is also amazing that the gospel of today, Jesus is not saying anything, Jesus is not doing anything, Jesus is away, he's absent. The first reading is from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 10, verse 34, and again 37 to 43. Here, Peter affirms that they are the eyewitnesses of the resurrected Lord. Actually, they even ate with him. The second reading is two readings we choose from. First reading, the letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, verse 1 to 4. Here, St. Paul is telling us that if we are the witnesses of the resurrection of God, the Lord, then we should be looking for the heavenly things and not the earthly things. The other reading we choose from is from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 6 to 8. 1 Corinthians 5, 6 to 8. Here, St. Paul is telling us that if we are the witnesses of the resurrection, then our lives should be transformed. Actually, our lives is transformed from sinful state to the state of grace. Now, the gospel talks of three witnesses. It is from John chapter 20, verse 1 to 9. These witnesses are Mary Magdalene, the disciple that the Lord loved most, and here we think and are absolutely correct, is John and Simon Peter. Now, there are two actions that these three witnesses are doing. First, they are seeing. They are seeing. Mary Magdalene saw the stone away from the tomb, outside. The tomb was open. And the other two, they were seeing. But before we reach, they are doing another action. They are running. Mary Magdalene is running towards the apostles. She's running from the grave towards the apostles. While the apostles, they are running from their place where they were. I don't know whether they were hidden or where, but they are running towards the tomb, the grave, where Jesus was buried. Now, why were they running? And it is also very absurd to see a woman running at dawn, just before the sunrise. It's very absurd. And now, they were running because they had the zeal in them. They loved the most, the concern that they had. One was concerned that the Lord was not there, and now she was concerned going to inform others. The others, being informed, they were concerned to go and see by themselves what really happened. Now, in seeing, let us come back to seeing. I said there were two actions, running and seeing. Seeing, it depends from the perspective. Mary Magdalene is seeing a bit from far that the tomb is open, the stone was rolled out from the mouth of the tomb. And that is what she saw. But what she told the other disciples is not what we are told that she saw. Now, John, the one that the Lord loved most, and Peter, they are running. Once they reach, John reaches first and he stops from the entrance and he saw only one thing, the linen lying on the cloth, on the ground. Peter comes and gets inside, And for him, he will see two things. He sees the linen and the napkin that they used to wrap the head of Jesus. Now, John gets in, the one that the Lord loved most. Once he gets in, he sees again, but this time he believes. Seeing depends on the perspective. We can see with our physical eyes, but we see even more with our mental eye, with the eye of the heart, the emotions also see. But it depends with the perspective from where you are. Now, this is the resurrection of the Lord. Uh, we have a very, very good thing in the creed, the profession of our faith. They are true. There is the Apostles' Creed, and there it talks of the resurrection of the body. And there is the Nicene Creed, the long one. There it talks of the resurrection of the dead. This topic, my dear friend, we shall have a day for it. Now, what are the consequences of the resurrection as pertaining to these events and to being the witness? First is the Christian Sabbath. You see that the Christians and especially the Catholics, we pray on Sunday. The Sunday is our Sabbath. This is the first day, the day of the resurrection. It changed. The resurrection of the Lord changed everything. And so our Christian Sabbath is on Sunday. The Jewish Sabbath remains on Saturday. Second consequence of the resurrection is believing in the signs. John enters, sees, and believes. Now, when we talk of the signs, let us talk and think of the sacraments. These are the signs that Jesus himself gave us. Now, do you believe in the sacraments as a sign? Do you believe in your life as a sign? Sometimes the Lord is not there. Just as he is not there in the tomb, he is not there in our gospel of today. But do you believe in various signs that manifest the presence of God in your life? Sometimes it is difficult. That is why towards the end we are told that the disciples had problems in understanding. Why? Because we want to believe the signs from our heads, yet we should believe from our hearts. May the resurrected Lord open to you the ways of your life, and may he help you understand the signs in your life. Thank you and have a blessed time.